Why should the customer buy your product? Why should he prefer Snap-on over the competition? You can think of any one of a number of reasons to answer this question, but in the end, what the customer really wants to know is this. What are you giving him for his money? What is the difference between Snap-on and the rest? What added value will he get when he buys Snap-on? The idea of giving the customer added value, a product with a difference, a product plus, is deeply rooted in the foundation of the Snap-on business philosophy. We can trace the concept all the way back to the beginnings of our business when we revolutionized the tool industry with the interchangeable socket. This innovation provided a demonstrable difference to the customer, giving him added value in owning Snap-on products. And of course, unmatched quality has always been a hallmark difference that has made Snap-on the preferred hand tool by professional mechanics worldwide. Clearly, we have a heritage of providing customers with the added value in product quality, service, and selection that has made Snap-on #1 worldwide. But in order to stay on top, we must continue to show the customer the added value he gets with Snap-on. We must continue to communicate the difference, the product plus. And what better way to accomplish this than through the use of product props and demonstrations? In this program, we'll review some proven props and demonstration ideas that clearly explain the value of owning Snap-on wrenches and sockets. Although the Snap-on flank drive advantage isn't new, it remains one of the key selling points for our wrenches and sockets. Snap-on has designed a number of different props to help you point out the flank drive advantage. At some point in his career, every mechanic has experienced the aggravation of slipping wrenches and rounded fasteners. Explain to the customer that Snap-on wrenches are designed to reduce the possibility of fastener damage while increasing the amount of usable torque by 15 to 20%. What makes them so unique? Flank drive. Flank drive wrenches make contact away from the corners of the fastener. They're designed to optimize flat-to-flat contact. The wood simulator prop is good for communicating this advantage. Most conventional wrenches grip at the points of the wrench and fastener. Such stress makes them susceptible to rounding of both the wrench and fastener. Flank drive by Snap-on focuses contact on the flats of the wrench and fastener, providing a wider contact area in a stronger region of the wrench and fastener. The results? The ability to apply 15 to 20% more torque while reducing the chance of fastener damage. At this point, any of the other flank drive props can be used to reinforce its benefits. The handheld photoelastic prop allows the customer to see flat-to-flat fastener contact with flank drive on the top half of the prop and point-to-point contact with conventional drive on the bottom. The shirt pocket prop can also be used for this demonstration. It adds credibility to the demonstration because it can be used with his non-Snap-on wrenches to show how conventional wrenches have point-to-point contact. In this way, he can see that there truly is a difference with the flank drive design. During the demonstration, you can explain to him that what he is seeing is a quantifiable stress test that is used by our product engineering staff to determine stress points. Now, solidify his belief in the superiority of flank drive with the nylon hex plug. But don't call it that. Call it a wrench tester, because few mechanics turn nylon fasteners. Place the competitor's wrench on one end of the tester and the Snap-on wrench on the other, at a 90-degree angle to the competitor's wrench. Put a pencil mark on the end of the tester so the customer can observe movement. Now, hand the prop to him and ask him to squeeze the two wrenches toward each other. The Snap-on wrench grips because of the flank drive advantage, while the competitor's wrench slips on the tester. Immediately take the prop out of his hands before he turns too much and damages the demonstration. Slightly reverse wrench positions to dislodge them. Place the Snap-on wrench on the side where the competitor's wrench was, and vice versa. Now hand the tester back to the customer and ask him to repeat his earlier action. The Snap-on wrench will not slip on the stripped side of the fastener because of flank drive. This is the ultimate test of a superior wrenching system, the added value he gets with Snap-on. But there's more to Snap-on wrenches than just flank drive. Excellent for demonstrating competitive differences and the versatility of the Snap-on wrench line, the multi-wrench prop is a good product knowledge confidence builder. Time invested in learning how to fit this prop into your sales story will greatly pay off during the sales demonstration. Here's how it works. Start with the angle head wrench demonstration. With the long post in the number 1 hole and the short post in the number 2 hole, try to turn nut number 9 using a competitive angle head wrench. You'll have a difficult time getting a new grip in this restricted access area. Now use the Snap-on wrench to show the added value associated with our 30 and 60 degree angles. Move the short post from number 2 to number 3 and repeat the demonstration. Next, place the box end of an OEX18 on nut number 9 and move the wrench so that the handle clears the short post. This shows the advantage of the 15 degree offset. Flare nut wrench capabilities can be demonstrated using the brass fitting number 6. Here's a great place to talk about the value of having the right tools for the job and the Snap-on advantage of selection. Talk about the added grip needed for these type of fasteners and the advantage flare nut wrenches have in this situation over standard open-end wrenches. You can use your pencil to simulate a line in the fitting and show how the flare nut wrench fits over the line and the standard box wrench does not. On the back side of our prop is a 9/16 inch spline fastener for demonstrating our spline tools. Spline fasteners are common on aircraft, and Snap-on has a wide selection of spline tools, further demonstrating the value of a tool company with great selection. Speed is the added value you want to demonstrate with a ratcheting open-end wrench. Use hex number 4 to show the operation of the wrench. You can use the ratcheting open end anywhere you would use a standard open end. Speed is the advantage gained with this wrench. Thin head open-end wrenches can be demonstrated on bolt 7 and 8. Try to fit a standard wrench on the thin nut between the 2 washers. It will not fit. Now, try the Snap-on 11/16 inch slimline open-end wrench. Again, you can talk about the value of having the right tool for the job. Demonstrating the advantage of half-moon wrenches is accomplished by setting the posts in positions 1 and 3 and trying to turn fastener number 4 with standard ratcheting or angle head box wrenches or open-end wrenches. The half-moon wrench, however, is great for clearing such obstructions. Often, you find situations like this on starter bolts. Having the right tool is extremely valuable in this situation. The superiority of the thin head design in our ratcheting box wrenches is demonstrated by placing the wrench on hex number 4 with the post in position number 1. Many competitive wrenches are too wide to fit in this narrow space, as can be seen here. Again, with Snap-on, there is a difference. The multi-wrench prop is a versatile wrench demonstrator, but there are other wrench demonstrations that warrant discussion here. Continuing with ratcheting box wrenches, place the Snap-on wrench on a cable clamp and turn the fasteners. Now try a competitor's wrench. The thicker head design prohibits it from clearing the other nut. Clearly, the Snap-on design is superior. Other differences can be pointed out, such as metal spacers in the Snap-on wrench, where some competitors use plastic. Many demonstrations are done with direct visual comparisons to the competitor's product, along with a feature and benefit discussion, such is the case with adjustable wrenches. Start on one end of the wrench and talk about the feature and its benefit while pointing out the lack of such on the competitor's product. On our adjustable wrenches, point out the arrow on the handle that shows which direction the wrench should be turned. This is a great example of the attention to detail, that added touch that the customer gets with Snap-on. The handles on our adjustables are a patented design that offers a wider contact area to grip for added comfort and easier application of torque. For easy access in restricted areas, the wrench head is thinner. All parts are plated before assembly for smooth operation, and the wrench is highly polished for easy cleaning. All of these and more are the differences that give Snap-on adjustable wrenches added value. Now let's turn to sockets. Flank drive is a major competitive difference that adds value to our socket line. The discussion on flank drive at the beginning of this program applies to sockets as well and can be used during a socket demonstration. A great prop to start with is the Snap-on bolt prop. Load it with a number of competitor sockets and Snap-on sockets. Then demonstrate how the damaged bolt slips in the competitor sockets, but grips in the Snap-on sockets. This is a great lead-in to a discussion about why the Snap-on socket is superior, flank drive. Use the various flank drive props we've discussed to reinforce your demonstration. Show the customer how flank drive makes contact away from the fastener corners, optimizing flat-to-flat contact and increasing usable torque. Discuss added socket strength because of the radius design which provides strain relief in the socket corners. Then come back to the bolt prop, letting the customer see how flank drive pays off with better gripping, less chance of fastener damage, and 15 to 20% more applied torque. All added value in owning Snap-on sockets. From here, you can go on to discuss other Snap-on socket features. 2 grooves in the handle end of American Standard hand sockets help provide better grip on the socket. Metric sockets have 2 knurled bands stamped around the handle end for easy grip and differentiation between metric and inch sockets. Most competitors don't have these features. Like wrenches, there are other side-by-side feature demonstrations that can be done. Joints and pins on Snap-on swivel impact sockets are contained within the support ring of the socket. This design makes the socket safer to use. Some competitors' sockets don't take this into account. Regular Snap-on universal sockets are riveted together. There are no nuts or bolts that could come apart or cause injury, as is the case with some competitor sockets. The Snap-on LD8 series 3/4 inch drive sockets feature a release button on the socket for easy removal. This difference is far superior to other systems that require the use of another tool to remove the socket. Easy removal the Snap-on way means time saved without relying on another tool for removal, all adding value to the Snap-on product. And finally, there is the IMFS series of thin wall impact sockets. These unique sockets feature thin wall construction for use in restricted access areas, coupled with the strength needed for impact applications. Demonstrate the thin wall construction by comparing the socket with a competitor's regular chrome hand socket. The Snap-on thin wall impact has the thickness of a hand socket coupled with the strength of an impact socket. Using a demonstration in your sales efforts can be a very effective tool for communicating to your customer the value of owning Snap-on. Here are some tips to keep in mind as you prepare your demonstration. Know your prop and know your demonstration. This is the single most important suggestion we can make. In order to know your prop and demonstration, you must practice it. An unrehearsed demonstration can hurt you more than help you. Get the customer involved in the demonstration. Hand him the prop. Ask him to work it so that he may better see the benefits. And always remember that the demonstration is a means to an end. You want the customer to buy your product, but in order to do so, he needs to know the added value he's getting with Snap-on, be it competitive difference, wide selection, or personalized service. The customer must know that his hard-earned money is well spent. And it is with Snap-on.